Guys, so I was walking down this way right here, coming from back over here, and there's water on this side. There's really nowhere for me to go up that way anyway. But I didn't think, what was going to happen was about to happen. So there's a female right up here on this grass, coming down up there by that pole in the middle of this grass with an American Bulldog mix. She's like 120 pounds. And I see her holding the leash like this, just loose-handed, thumb hanging in the middle of the leash, walking this dog. And I'm like, I got bad vibes, okay? This person that's in control of this dog, I'm sure they must know, how this dog's going to react to other dogs and things. Plus, I was a decent distance away. This GoPro may not show it right, but I was a decent distance away. I was down here, and I foosed my dog in, which is the German command for heel. I foosed him in, and I had the leash right at his neck here. I had it pulled up tight, right at his neck, right here. And I had my other hand in the loop, and the furthest he could go was right outside of my foot stepping on his paw. That's the furthest he could go on my left. He was just outside of range of my foot stepping on him. He could get no further. I had his collar all the way down almost to where it clips on, just in case. I always do that when I go near other dogs, just in case. So she's walking down the middle of this grass here, and this dog, right when we get parallel with him, this American Bulldog mix, he starts to flare up. His hair stands up. He starts growling, going off, and he starts to charge. The leash immediately starts to rip from her hand like a ripcord. She starts to squeeze at the last second, and the loop of the leash that's at the end that you're supposed to have your hand through, she kind of squeezes by that time and catches that, shoves her right hand into that loop. The dog charges so hard that she flies flat on her face in this grass. She hits so hard that her legs, her heels come up toward her head when she hits the ground, like she's rolling forward. And the dog just snaps right out of her grasp. The dog is growling, barking, and biting. Charges down here to this concrete where me and Agar's at. Right when the dog got 2 strides from me, full charge, Agar goes in and bites the dog's side. He goes straight in and bites the dog's side. He was barking too while the dog was coming. And without hesitation, he just dove straight into this dog and bit it in the side. The dog immediately cuts out of that and bolts the other way. I held Agar tight. Now, if all you people are, dog lovers like me, I do want to tell you right up front, there was no serious injuries to the American Bulldog mix, okay? This wasn't the dog's fault. This was the handler's fault. It was no fault of that dog. And I'm the last guy that would ever want to hurt an animal, especially a dog. It didn't even draw blood. Luckily, as soon as Agar bit down, the dog buckled the other way and sprinted so fast that it was just enough pressure just to get him out of there. Like as soon as he felt the pressure coming down, I seen the whole thing play out. And I did not pull Agar back into me while the dog was coming. I let Agar have some roaming room to take control of the situation because I knew he would. And thankfully, the dog was not hurt. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. This girl was like in her young 20s, maybe 110, 115 or so pounds. And I did go off on her a little bit. I didn't cuss her out, and I didn't do anything like that. I didn't threaten her, of course, or anything like that. But I told her in a way that I don't think that she'll ever take handling a dog lightly again. Now, this is just my gut feeling. Hang on, boy. This is just my gut feeling, but I feel that that dog was either a friend's or a family member's and not hers. Because most people know when you're getting near another dog how your dog's going to react. And there's a little parking place right up there by this hill where she was coming from. And as soon as this happened, she immediately went back up to a car and left. Like she didn't even walk the dog after that. So I'm almost positive that I mean, that's just what my gut's telling me. It wasn't her dog. She did say she was sorry. I said, that's okay. I said, I had her check the dog. It didn't draw blood. Luckily, there was nothing that had to be attended to. As soon as he started to clamp down, that dog bolted the opposite way. And at that time, I did pull Agar into me at that time. But see, that's the thing that's crazy, is because I'm not saying that dog was people aggressive, but what if it would have been a little kid walking down here? People bring kids all day long. What if that dog had bolted toward a little kid? I'm not saying that it would. It may just be dog aggressive, and it probably was. And like I said, you guys know me. I love all dogs. In fact, had I have that dog for an evening, I would correct a lot of that behavior of pulling out of that dog. I would be able to straighten that out in not a lot of time, from things I've been shown by a couple of trainers and from things on the internet. Now, I'm no dog trainer, but from some things I've been shown on the internet that I've watched from professionals, and trial and error that I've tried with dogs. But it was actually a really nice looking dog. It was full brindle. It was like the coat was dark brown and it had light browns all mixed through, really nice brindle color and stuff. I don't at all blame the dog. It was, 100% the person handling it. You have to be able to handle your dog. Like, this is a great dog, right? Agar. He looks up at me. And he would never bite a person unless he feels that it's needed. Now, I'm not trying to say this dog's as smart as a human, but what I'm saying is when these dogs are trained to be a canine or protection training, they have to be a level-headed dog. They read tone of voice. They read the person's tone of voice and the scent of the person. If they're holding a weapon or holding something, they're trained for that, which he is. And they read all the things in that scenario that's going on. This is what someone said, like, how you watch a building being demolished on camera and that building goes down in layers until it hits the ground? That is what goes on with a dog when it smells somebody that just doesn't smell right and it senses something's not right. That's what goes off in a dog's mind, all that together. But anyway, my whole point of telling you all that was to tell you that if I bring this dog down here and he pulls toward a person, sometimes he wants to go see kids, and I don't let him see people. If people ask me, I'll let their kids pet him. But if he went to pull towards someone because he wanted to see a child or something, and I lost grip of him and let him go, I either need to go have serious training, or I need to not own this dog anymore. Now, there can always be a circumstance where you could fall down or something, but I need to, I would never be down here holding him limp-handed with my thumb hanging off on the side of the leash. I just wouldn't do that. But you have to know, what's going on. And like most people, they look at the dog and they're kind of scared, but he does like children. And there'll be people that'll ask me, they'll come by and they'll say, he'll look at the kids and they'll say, oh, can she or can he pet her? I'm like, sure. And I get the dog up close to me and I, read how he's, the tail and the hair on his back and, how his ears are laying and everything. And as the kids are coming up, and he's always really nice to them, tries to give them a lick when they get in close. I don't ever just let him go into somebody if he looks up at him. I can tell right away when this dog wants to meet somebody, just by the way he tilts his head and raises his head. He doesn't pull me. And there was actually a very, very nice lady down here the other day, and I was coming by, and she says, oh, can I pet him? And I said, sure. And she's like, kissing him on the muzzle, and she's holding her hand under his chin, and his tail's wagging side to side like crazy. And she's like, wow, I love him. And I said, yeah, he's a good boy. But my whole point of the matter is even if my dog was pulling me in a non-aggressive way, or you in a non-aggressive way, and it gets out of your control, you should not be handling that dog in public until the dog is properly trained, or you learn how to handle the dog like it should be handled. You know, somebody, I'm just going to do this for a demonstration, nobody's around. Holding the leash like this with my thumb off, how much grip do I really have on him? If he darted right now, he would immediately take off from me. There would be nothing I could do. So you got to think, I always keep my hand in the loop, and if people or animals are around, I cinch him up and hold him down here close to the neck, and my other hand has the loop on my right side, and I foose him in right at my knee and his feet right by my feet, and he can't stray more than just a few inches out from me, or the length of, he can stretch his neck. So all in all, guys, everything ended well. No serious damage done to the other dog, and you know, hopefully that female that had that dog will learn a lesson from that in a good way, and will, you know, control that dog better, because it really was a good looking dog, and I have no doubt it's probably good with its family and with people, but it just isn't good around other dogs. So that's it for now, guys. I'll get back with you real soon. DOF and Agar. I'll give you a puppy update this weekend. I'll have more videos out.